What's up? Travel Chronicles. I think we're on chapter 59 or 60. Not 100% sure. COVID has come home. That's about the only way I can say it. There was an incident. Well, it's not really an incident. It's just a positive test on the volleyball team. It wasn't a player. It wasn't a coach. It was someone loosely affiliated with coaching staff. Shake today. Coach's husband, essentially. So, you know, and he's like a salesman or something. He travels around. So you got that. But, you know, the way they're making up rules. They're making up the rules as they go along. And it's a moving target, right, for a lot of people. But here's the thing. When it comes to the virus, the kids, in a school, everybody's going to err on the side of caution. And these girls are going to lose 2 weeks of their season. The season may be done. You know, they may make it back in time to play in the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, they're not going to be able to practice for 2 weeks, so that's going to hurt. You know, right at the end of the season. So, you know, what are they going to do? You know, it would probably be better just to say, hey, we're done. And, you know, if you're moving on to another sport, go ahead and move on. You know, that's why you had senior night earlier in the season, in case something like this happened. But it's not COVID. It's just a little dry because the coach's husband has COVID. The coach, the players, all of them are in quarantine now. Right? And as I don't want to say it's a knee-jerk reaction, but as a safety precaution, right? You got to take the steps. I was told not to come in, just work from home yesterday. It's fine. It's fine. I'm prepared every day to work from home. It's just, you know, you have a responsibility. If it's just you, and you just have to worry about you and your job and maybe your immediate family, and that's it, then, and you want to be lax with the rules, or, you know, you think the mask stuff is dumb, fine. You know, you're perfectly within your rights to do that. I mean, I guess you're perfectly within your rights even if you have a larger responsibility, but I mean, the thing is, you have a larger responsibility, and you got to take that into account a little bit in how you're living, right? If you think the masks are dumb and social distancing is stupid, and everybody ought to just get back to normal, that's a valid thing. You know, I think there's a lot of people that are in that position, and I certainly understand. But if you put yourself at risk, and you're in charge of a team, or you're connected to a team or school, now you're putting all them at risk, right? Or your job, you're putting those people at risk. So if you don't take those precautions now, you can shut down a school, you can shut down a team, you can shut down your company, and it's going to be 100% your fault. So, you know, yeah, I think this is dumb, I think this, I think that, but at the end of the day, you have to follow the rules, because if you follow all the rules to the T and you still get it, okay, you know, you did everything you could. You did everything in your power. If you skirt the rules and you say this is dumb, I'm going to the bar, and I'm going to the restaurant, and I'm going to go wherever I want, and I'm not wearing a mask, then you've got to keep yourself away from other people that are following the rules, because they want to do something, right? These kids want to play their sport. You know, some of them it's their first year, some of it's their last year, right? So my son is taking the precaution. As soon as he heard, like, all right, well, Faith's gonna be on quarantine. He's got 4 more races to run, 3 more, at least. So he wants to finish out his season because this is the last time he's going to get to run. So it's like, hey, you need to stay. He went to his grandmother's house. He's staying down there. So he's not quarantined, but he's isolating himself. He's put another layer in between him and risk. And that's what it's about. If you want to have that season, you want to finish your season, you have to take those precautions. And family members, coaches, assistant coaches, people connected to the coach, they have to take those precautions as well. And it's not that you're worried about you. If I got sick, I'll be fine. All right, cool. But if you get sick, you just shut everything around you down for 2 weeks. Like, if I get sick, I shut him down for 2 weeks. He's done. Oh, it's so ridiculous. It's just so careless because we're so close to the end. Like, and you have to be diligent in this 100% of the time right now because we're making up the rules as we go. At the beginning it was flatten the curve. We're going to flatten the curve. Okay, so we're going to social distance, wear masks when you go out. We're going to restrict the hours of stuff, when people can be at certain places. We're not going to have sporting events. We're going to limit the ability for people to have social interactions to flatten the curve. That was 6 months ago. Curve's flat. It's as flat as it's going to get. Okay, and we're still not lifting the restriction. Now it's we have to cure this thing 100%. And that's not what we were sold to start with. Okay? We were sold we're going to flatten the curve. We're going to take a couple months, we're going to flatten this curve, give hospitals a chance to treat people. That's what we said. And that's all you can do. Because it's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of half in, half out, commitment from people, from governments. And if one place, oh, hey, we got rid of it. New Zealand, oh, hey, we got rid of it. All right, cool. Can we come to New Zealand? Oh, nope. Okay. Well, can people from New Zealand come here? Oh, no, because you guys still have the virus. So if anybody else still has the virus, then those people are still like quarantined. It's a moving target. Because every time you look at it, it's something else. It's not what the original goal was. And now it's almost an impossibility to hit the target. Because you don't know where it is. It'd be like drawing up a play in football, a pass play. The quarterback has to shut his eyes, or he puts a blindfold on and he drops back to throw the ball. Well, you can take that drop. You can take that 5-6, 5-7 step drop, whatever it is, and then the ball comes out. But you don't know where it's going. You don't know who you're throwing to. We have no idea who we're throwing the ball to. We have no idea what the end game is for this. At what point can people just go back to watching a game if they want to watch a game? At what point does somebody say, okay, it's it's a cold, but I can make it through, or just from now on, you got sick. If you're sick, you take a day. You take a sick day. You stay at home. You may have to take a week for the cold. You know what I mean? Just to make sure you're not passing something else off more serious. But it's, I just, now that we're getting closer to the end, like, the end of my son's season, like, we're worried about having season to start with. Oh, this is important. We want to get through the season. And now, we get close to the end, and you only got 2-3 races left. Now you got to start doing the extra stuff to ensure that you can and finish the season. You know, speaking of cross country, nice little segue there. I had the first race at Cambridge this year for us, and we had come up with a plan, right? We had looked at the course, kind of mapped out, you know, what time he wanted to run in certain places, and it almost worked, right? I mean, he hit 17 minutes at 3 miles, like right on the dot, like right where he wanted to be. But that last little bit took 45 seconds. And he was a little fast in the beginning, and Dad's watch quit working during the thing. It didn't quit. It just, I was being all smart, right? And I was like, I'm going to write the times underneath my arm. And I'll put my watch, the face, underneath. So that way I just do like this, hey, you need to be 9:55. Like, I can remember the time. Like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, you need to be 4:55 right here. What is your time? Oh, all right, you're 10 seconds fast. 5 seconds slow. Right, but because I put my watch underneath my arm, the face underneath, and I'm running from spot to spot now to try and see stuff, my hand hits the button and stops the watch. So the whole point of me running around these different places is to tell him his time, and I stopped the watch. Not once, twice. I did it twice. Because, oh, it'll be okay now because I restarted it. Oh, I did it again. Yeah. All right. Lesson learned, right? And this was a trial race. He did get 12th out of like 200 and something. So that was good. This was a good race. He ran a good race. And the team got third behind 2 Division I schools. And they beat the John Glenn school that's in their district. And there was eight teams in their flight, and they won their flight too by like 4 or 5 points against John Glenn. So that was encouraging that they were able to do that. But looking at, and I'll take a look at, you know, just the possibility that they could make it to state. But for them to get there, there's I think like 10 or 11 teams in their region that are ranked. And out of, it's like 33. So you got 11. So even if we're the 34th best team in Division 2, 11 of them are ahead of us. So we'd be the 12th best team in our region. And then you're looking at, well, I mean, it's a numbers game. But I mean, it's going to require some pretty significant mathematical gymnastics to get there. And I'm not sure what the scenario is where we make it. I think you have to have your 4 or 5 guys run in the 80s. Like they have to finish at least in the 80s to make it to state. And that may be too low. I mean, the scores the last couple of years, like if you're 220 or more, you didn't make it. So, you know, one of those bottom guys or 2 or 3 of them can run in, you know, 30 or 40th place. You know, you're looking at 100, 120 points and 3 guys. So then your last 2, you've got 120 points to play with. So they got to run 67. I mean, it's going to be tough. There's some crazy mathematical gymnastics to get there. You know, maybe the pandemic plays a part. You know, maybe somebody gets quarantined that's good for another team that's going to keep them out or something. You know, you never know how this stuff's going to work out. But I mean, the same thing could happen to you. So that's why everybody has to stay diligent for the next month if you want a shot. All right, that's all I got. Be careful. Stay COVID free. Later.